So, first thing, how is everyone feeling? We have quite a bit to talk about. So, I do want to talk about Wendy and her husband. Wendy and her husband Eddie. They're finally speaking out since the charges, since everything came out. So they're finally talking about it. I also want to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac, the latest episode of that. I do have quite a bit to say when it comes to the newest episode of Potomac. I feel like I am low key, I will say, surprised at the way Wendy and her husband are choosing to handle this. And I don't think it really shows integrity. I feel like it's not going to have the effects that they think it's going to have. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I feel like they probably I I feel like they probably don't have PR. And my thing is like, if you've done such a thing, you definitely need to hire PR so that your PR can be helping you figure out what you should be doing. So I just don't like the way they are dealing with it, but we're going to get into it. As I said, I want to talk about the latest episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. I feel like last episode we were talking about Kay didn't chin check nobody. Let's just say today she did. She definitely chin checked. And Angel, which is very, very surprising because it's like that's your friend. But Angel also did something crazy that I think we need to also get into. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Keiarna um chiming in on her 2 cents about the Wendy and Eddie's arrest. So we're going to get into that as well. And anything else that is interesting that comes up whilst we're on live, we'll talk about it as well. And then whatever else that comes up, we'll talk about it later tonight because we're coming up on live again tonight. All right. So I only have one request, which is please smash that like button, hit that like button, let the likes match the amount of people in the chat today. And now let's get into it. Okay, so I am going to share my screen to begin, and then we'll go through it that way. Okay, so let's start with what Eddie had to say. Okay, let's start with Wendy actually, because Wendy is the reason that we watch the show. So let's start with Wendy. Okay, so Wendy says, and through it all, God remains faithful. Thank you for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers for myself and most importantly, my family during this time. We are forever grateful. Tune in to Bravo TV tonight for a new episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm like, sis, are you okay? Is everything okay? Hi, Tommy, welcome. Is everything okay? Is everything all good? Because I just don't understand how you've just been accused of doing fraudulent activities, allegedly. And then you come up and you say, and through it all, God remains faithful. It's like, how did God get into this? God is probably like, how did I get into it? Leave me out of your shenanigans. Did you do it? Did you not? And I'm just like, this ain't the way to handle it. And it's so sad because it's like they have so much evidence against you. So the way to play it is not the way that you are playing it right now. Nobody is saying like, okay, come out there and say that you did that. Nobody is saying that you have to say that. But you don't necessarily have to speak on it. But the fact that you're saying that through it all, God is faithful. Thank you for your outpouring support. For the most part, a lot of people were not supportive. I feel like, wasn't Wendy's comments like limited? Wendy done limited the comments over there on her Instagram page. So I'm just like, girl, how many people were really supportive and pouring out? Maybe your personal friends, but definitely not the social media people. And you know for a fact that people are going to repost this and talk about it. People like us are going to be over there trying to talk about this. And is this the best you could come up with? I just feel like if you're in this sort of situation, get yourself somebody, get yourself a really good PR team. They can strategize, they can think of the right way to come and talk about it. You get a PR team, make sure your lawyers are also involved in the conversations, and then come up with a, I don't know, an Instagram caption that you think is appropriate that can be run past your lawyer to make sure you're not saying anything that can be used against you, instead of coming to come and bring God into it. A lot of people already feel like people use God as a shield for bad behavior. And now you've come out here and you've done the same thing. Hi, Super 3701. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Yes, the statement is tone deaf. I completely agree. It's just like, what are you saying, sis? But you could have kept quiet. I genuinely feel she could have kept quiet and just been posting like nothing happened. And that would be better than coming out here to say, and through it all, God is faithful. Don't get me wrong, we know God is forever faithful. Absolutely, I agree. But the way that is then brought up to then include God in the mess is what I don't like, because it then sounds like we're saying, oh, yeah, against all odds, God is still helping us and all of that. And we thank you for your support. It's like, girl, please. It's not having the desired effect at all. And if anything, it's very much given the same diabolical, the same diabolic feeling or diabolicness. I know that's probably not a word. You know how we saw that we saw that mug shot. I don't know why I said mug shot. We saw that mug shot and we thought it is diabolical that this lady is smiling in her mug shot. I feel like this statement is another, almost like a slap you in the face. Oh, through it all, we are grateful, we are innocent, but and then if you think about that, coupled with this statement that we had, well, I don't think the statement was written here, but there was a statement where her legal team, was it a legal team or people that put it out, where they were said they are looking forward to their day in court. And I'm like, what day in court, honey? What day in court? Felicia says, good morning. I still love Wendy. Stop being so hard on her. Oh, Felicia, yes, fair enough. You're absolutely allowed to love Wendy. And the thing is, I like Wendy too, right? But I just think that I'm just disappointed in the way in which she's navigating this. There is no need for you to come out and be like, and through it all, God is faithful. It's like, sis, leave God out of your mess. It's not looking good. And so I just don't really get what that's about. Okay. So tell me, how many likes do we have in the chat? Because I'm just trying to figure out, are the likes matching the amount of people we have in here? So please, everyone, hit that like button. All right. Not my watch telling me it's time to stand. Girl, we gonna stand later after this call. Oh, after this live. Okay. So I just feel like where I'm at, I wish Wendy would, even if she's not necessarily taking out accountability or anything, don't come and bring God into it. You could have literally just said, thank you all for the support. I can't really address this right now, but thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate the people that are supportive. And I pray that, I hope that if you ever need support in life, you get the support that you need. Something like that. Like, that is as vague as possible. That doesn't say that, yes, I did the crime, or yes, I did this, or I didn't do that, right? It doesn't say any of that. So I think it's so important that, like, you are definitely like, why not just say thank you. Why just not say thank you to everyone? You didn't have to bring God into it. And that's the bit that I personally don't like. But that being said, Felicia, I wouldn't say I don't love anyone on that show. Particularly, I would say I like Wendy. Okay, we have 11 likes. Please share the live. Please share the live, I believe is what she's saying. And please hit that like button. All right, let's move on to what her husband had to say. Her husband posted this, and he said, and this is the thing that just gets me irritated. It's like, yet again, using God and bringing God into this mess. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your path straight. Now, this is one of my favorite Bible verses, but it's so sad that it's being used in this way. Anyway, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6. Now, I agree with the message, but I just think, Eddie, is this the right time? And is this the right response to everything that is going on right now? I don't know. I don't think so though. But I'm gonna let you guys tell me what you're thinking in the chat. Do you think that this is the right approach? Do you agree with Super 3701 that they should not have said anything, or at least if they're going to say something vague and don't bring God into this mess? Let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Do you guys feel like what she said, or in the live chat rather, do you guys feel like what she said or what they both said is enough? Do you feel like, yeah, you don't really see anything wrong in what was said? Let's talk about the latest episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. So, what would you guys rate the latest episode of Potomac? Have you guys watched it? I would say like maybe a 7, maybe a 6. And the reason why I'll give it a 6, actually, I'll stick to 6. The reason I personally would give it a 6 is because I feel like there were moments where it just felt like we were watching a recycled show. So let me start with the Keiarna and Wendy sitting on the bench. So I feel like Keiarna and Wendy sitting at the bench, it started off, the whole thing just feels very juvenile. And I know Wendy used the word juvenile, but that's really how it feels. So on the one hand, it feels like Keiarna wants to be like friends, and Keiarna feels like Wendy only shows up for her when the cameras are rolling. But outside of the cameras, she's not really friends with her like that. And I get that perspective. At the end of the day, if you're looking to someone for friendship, you want them to be friends with you in and out of being on camera. I completely get that. But at the same time, I feel like it is very juvenile the way I feel like Keiarna is going about it. It just feels like, sis, if somebody wants to move like that and they're not showing up for you outside of the camera, then you should know what it is and move on. And I feel like even if you want to have the conversation, one conversation is enough. One conversation where you say, this is where I stand, this is how I feel, that should be enough. There was no need for I personally don't think there is any need for how many conversations has there been about this whole Keiarna business since episode 1. And it's just like, why are there so many conversations about something that is so juvenile, something that is so trivial? Why are we having those kind of conversations? Right? So low key, it just feels very like it's not landing. It feels like Keiarna is overdoing it. It's not landing. Keiarna, this girl is your co-worker. You have not known her for that many years. This is your co-worker. You guys think you guys are developing a friendship. Fantastic. But that is not your friend. That is your co-worker. And so if she doesn't relate with you when the cameras are off, then that tells you what the relationship arrangement is. It is an arrangement of co-worker relationship. It's like, I don't know how else to break it to you. That is all it's about. It's a co-worker situationship. So at what point do you accept that, okay, maybe she just wants to be co-workers? You don't have to be friends with everybody. Not everybody wants to be friends with you. Not everybody needs to be friends with you. Sometimes it is pretty much just a co-worker relationship. That is all it is. That is all it is about. And that is okay. If you want to be friends with someone and they don't want to be friends with you, that's fine. How many conversations do you need to have? Telling them they're fake. How many conversations? It's unnecessary. One conversation where you say, okay, sis, this is how I feel. I feel like I am pouring into this relationship. You're not. You only do that on camera. And if she tells you where she stands, then believe her. There is no need to have multiple conversations saying the same thing. It is completely unnecessary. Yeah, no worries. Take care. Bye. Sorry. She was just saying bye. So Keiarna is doing too much. Why does she have to baby you in the friendship? Absolutely. She's doing too much. Like, I don't mind someone wanting more of you and all of that. I get that. But at the same time, if you talk to somebody about it and they don't respond to you the way you want, the way they're like, okay, well, I don't see anything wrong, then you know where that person stands. There's no reason to beat a dead horse. Let's move on to the girlies. So, Kay, it this is the thing. Angel, I feel like Angel is still finding her footing with the group. I get it, but I feel like I don't like the way Angel came across in this episode. And I don't know if you guys are with me or you guys disagree. Let me know in the chat. I don't like the way Angel came across in this episode. I feel like Angel came across as a bit of a flip flopper because Angel had this conversation with like Giselle and Wendy and yeah, I think it was Giselle, Wendy, and Tia, I believe, when they were at the shopping mall at like a shopping whatever, a boutique or something. And Angel basically said Kay told her that she didn't say the word chin check. And so everyone is surprised because everyone saw Kay apologize on the day, right? And I'm like, so first of all, Angel, you're doing the first thing, which is a rookie mistake, bringing an off camera conversation on camera. Because, of course, it's now going to be your word against Keiarna. And Keiarna may absolutely deny it. She may absolutely freaking deny it. And then it's like, what happens then, right? So I just felt like that was odd. And then she was like, the way she was piping up, talking about like, you know, we don't use that type of language and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, she feels like a conversation basically needs to be had about it. And I'm like, girl, what is going on? Like, pipe down, right? So then she says, especially because you're talking to people that are not your friends. These are new people that you just met, and you're talking about your so called friend of 20 years. Okay. Then this is the part that got me. She had the audacity, the effrontery, the gall to talk about, like, think about it for a second. She had the effrontery to then bring up Keiarna's incident where she got popped in the head and had a scar on her face. Think about it. If you had a friend, would you like if your friend brought up something that was such a traumatic event that really hurt you like that in a conversation? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And so I just think that Angel does not know whether she wants to be herself or whether she wants to be liked. And I think there is something very villainous about Angel. And I don't think she wants us to see that side. I think she wants to portray this sweet, innocent, I love everybody, kumbaya. And now, the way everything played out, she ended up looking stupid. It's funny because we're talking about chin check, chin check, chin check, and now she eventually got chin checked. Now she finally got chin checked. I remember I was laughing about Keiarna's tagline, thinking, who did she check? And now I'm seeing that she really checked her bestie of 20 years, Angel. She made Angel look like a fool. And Angel played herself, because how do you get chin checked by somebody who talks about chin checking you? It's like they warned you. The person warned you. And then they had the opportunity to chin check you and you were quiet. Then you faced an innocent bystander, Wendy. And it's like, girl, face the person you're upset with. Why are you upset at everybody but the person who you feel wronged you? I don't get it. Super says, I agree about Angel. Angel is hilarious to me, the way she switched up in front of Keiarna. Yes! It's like Keiarna was sitting at that table like I'm running you. Keiarna was like, nah, you're not about to come to my house and bring this mess. I am going to check you in front of everybody and let that be that. And Angel was on pause. It was like, I was like, you know, when the TV stops working and it's like nothing is being said, and you're just like, let me press play. Let me press play. Because are you on pause? Is everything okay? Like, it was giving absolute craziness. Like, you got me effed up. It's like, what are you doing? So I just think that Angel absolutely embarrassed herself. Like, you can't talk that big game. She was talking some big game. She was acting like she gonna son Keiarna when she was talking to the girls. And then in front of everybody, you got sunned. You got sunned by your friend of so-called 20 years. And this is what happens when, like, you cannot be loyal to someone at the expense of yourself, honey. You cannot. Because if somebody is going to sit in front of you and check you like that in front of everybody, I would have said, Keiarna, don't you ever speak to me like that ever again in front of people, behind people. I don't care who it is. Don't you ever talk to me in that way ever again. Right? See, because at the end of the day, you can't be riding for somebody who chooses the opportunity to embarrass you and chin check you in front of everybody. That person is showing you she does not give a flying F about you. She does not care about you. She does not rate you. She cares nothing about your feelings. So it's like, girl, this is not the time to be quiet. It's like, speak up, stand up, sis. What are we doing? And it's funny because it felt like she was talking a big game in front of her husband. Then she was talking a big game in front of the girls. It's like, you can't talk all that big game. And then in front of the person you're meant to have all that energy for, all that vim for, you're not quiet. It's like, girl, what are we doing? Super says Keiarna did end up checking her at the table, the way she was talking to Angel and she sat there. That is exactly, you know, the way your parents will be talking to you about something that you've done. Don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever da 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 da. And you just sit there and you're quiet because you know that's your mama and your mama go slap you. You know, if you say a word, that is what it was given. It was given that Angel was being schooled. And Angel sat there and she took it. And then had the audacity to get angry at Wendy. It's like, girl, why are you focusing your attention at Wendy? It's the same way. I don't know if you guys remember. Shamia was constantly, it was like you could tell she wanted to be angry at Portia, but did not have enough vim to focus on Portia. So she will talk about everyone else, focus on everyone else. Instead of, did you say this or did you not say this? She'll find a way to twist it and move attention away from what it is that she said. That's what it's given. It's giving you're scared of your friend. And I don't know what kind of friendship that is if you're scared to address your friend. And I'm like, even if you're scared to address your friend, you can be shaking in your seats, but talk back at the person that is basically checking you. Defend yourself. Say something. Stand up. Say something. Now, forever, everybody is going to take you for idiots. Everybody on that show is going to know that you don't have a backbone outside of cake. So yeah, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day. And please hit that like button again. Please share this video so that other people can find it. And replay gang, thanks for listening back. And I hope you enjoyed today's live. Anyways, everyone, I'll speak to you guys. Thank you